As always, this episode of Spaceflight News will bring you 3 topics from current development of space exploration. To commence, the Progress MS-25 spacecraft has arrived at the International Space Station, although not without incident. Secondly, the unexpected inaugural launch of a brand new South Korean launch vehicle will be discussed. Lastly, we will stop at the European Space Research and Technology Center in the Netherlands, where the Hera spacecraft is being tested. In the preceding episode, we discussed the launch of the Soyuz 21B rocket, which transported the Progress MS-25 cargo spacecraft from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. As promised, this episode will cover the arrival of the cargo spacecraft to the International Space Station. As mentioned previously, Progress MS-25 followed the standard flight profile, culminating in its arrival at the station after 36 orbits of the Earth, that is 2 days after liftoff. Progress MS-25 transported a total of 2,528 kilograms of cargo, comprising 515 kilograms of propellants, 420 kilograms of potable water, 40 kilograms of nitrogen, and 1,553 kilograms of provisions, hygienic supplies, and scientific experiments. Notable among these experiments was the one to examine the evolution of quail embryos, or another assessing the impact of cosmic radiation on various materials. At first, all proceeded without incident. The spacecraft approached the orbital complex at a distance of 200 meters and initiated its fly-around of the station, aiming to align itself with the axis of the Poisk module to which it was to dock. However, a difficulty arose. As evidenced by the onboard camera footage, the Progress MS-25 was not oriented correctly, deviating from the correct axis. The spacecraft's autonomous docking, facilitated by the Kerr system, enables the spacecraft and the station to exchange position and velocity data. Yet, in this instance, the system was disoriented. When the Kerr's system failed to rectify itself within a few minutes, a contingency plan was initiated. The International Space Station crew assumed control of the Toru remote control system. Astronauts are trained in such capabilities during their pre-mission training, and even on the ISS they periodically refresh their skills. This time it proved beneficial, as the remote control was necessary to guide the multi-ton spacecraft to the docking port. The perplexity of the Kerr's system is evident in this footage. Despite the spacecraft being only a few meters from the station, the system detected a distance of 1 kilometer between them. On the 3rd of December, 11:18 Universal Time, the Progress MS-25 spacecraft was successfully docked to the Poisk module. It will remain there for a period of approximately 6 months, during which time the cargo will be unloaded and the ship's interior filled with superfluous items. Astronautics is replete with delays and adjournments. Indeed, merely watching a few episodes of our program will reveal numerous instances of launches being postponed for a variety of reasons. On the other hand, a launch vehicle scheduled for its maiden orbital flight in 2025 launched on the 4th of December from a sea platform near the Jeju Island in the East China Sea. The solid propellant launcher was being developed by South Korean Agency for Defense Development, ADD, with Hanwha Aerospace, one of the suppliers, being held accountable for the expedited launch of the satellite. We still know very little about the new launch vehicle. It is speculated that it may feature 4 stages, with first 3 of them with a solid propellants, and the 4th one with a standard liquid fuel and oxidizer. Also, this launch should have been its 3rd and final test. As yet, the launcher has not been officially named, and the generic designation SK Solid Fueled TV-2 is currently being used. Sometimes you may also encounter an alternative designation, GYUB. However, it is yet to be determined whether it is an official definitive abbreviation or not. Whatever name will be given to the new launch vehicle, its inaugural flight will be considered a success, with the rocket reaching an orbit at an altitude of 635 to 654 kilometers, inclined at an angle of 46.9 degrees to the equator. The payload for this mission was an S-STEP satellite equipped with synthetic aperture radar, marking the first time South Korea has launched a satellite of this type from a private company. As early as next year, the European spacecraft Hera is slated to embark on a mission to the binary asteroid Didymos, which was deliberately impacted by the US spacecraft DART last year. Prior to the less than 1-ton spacecraft's departure, it must pass a series of tests to ensure its readiness. Vibration tests are an integral part of the pre-launch preparation. Hera was seated on the 640 kN quad shaker, and the test commenced. The vibration bed shook the spacecraft while its structural integrity was monitored by cameras and sensors affixed to its body. The vibrations to which the spacecraft was subjected were not arbitrary. They were designed to simulate the conditions Hera will experience when it launches on SpaceX's Falcon 9 next year. Hera's testing is taking place at the European Space Research and Technology Center, ESTEC, near Leiden in the Netherlands. The facility provides a plethora of options for experts to test that space technology is prepared for its mission. A few weeks ago, for instance, the Hera spacecraft underwent tests in the Leaf acoustic chamber. There, it was tested to ascertain whether it could withstand the extreme noise that accompanies every rocket launch. Only when the spacecraft will have passed all the tests can it be transported to the launch site. Thank you for your attention to today's episode of Spaceflight News. We are delighted in your interest in space news, and to ensure you do not miss future episodes, kindly consider subscribing to our channel. Additionally, you can find other interesting news on our profile on social network X, formerly known as Twitter. The link can be found in the video description.